Ahoy, everyone! It's Jeff, aka Godless Scummer. Okay, this hasn't been a great start. The reason I'm doing this morning is normally we'd be on Hereticals channel of but we're doing six pack, but unfortunately Chris's job's kind of catching up with him at the moment. I think he's probably still working. He's been able to run this stream. Did put a link in, so I was hoping to see some of the six pack crew come in. Unfortunately, at the moment, I am the only one here, so I don't know if anyone else is actually coming in. I've put a link in a couple of the groups for the six pack groups, but so it's not a good, it's not a great sort. We'll see who's here. Chris, good to see you. Davros, good to see you, mate. Mark Caesar, yeah, as I explained, don't Mark Caesar. Chris doesn't know who G-Man is. Okay, so it's probably best it remains that fucking way, actually, because fucking hell, G-Man, oh boy, that guy's a well, yeah, well, enough said. So hopefully one or two more people might join. I know Jen can't make it today. So hey Donna, good to see you. So yeah, just kind of gonna shoot the shit at the moment. So I guess until anyone else comes in, if they're going to, we'll just I don't know, I'll just have a little chat with the audience and just sort of have a little chat with you guys in the live chat, I suppose. So hey, Critical Cripple, Trolley Dave, good to see you, mate. I need to get caught up on some of Answers and Reasons streams. Actually, recently I've missed the last couple, so I'm gonna have to get caught up. So so yeah, this is just gonna be a bit of a. This is gonna be open, I suppose, and we'll Davro. Oh, you've been staying the fuck away from Twitter, actually, by and large. I mean, I've been on there, but I've not been. Yeah, Twitter has been a bit of it's been a bit of a shit show. I know that, mate. Actually, speaking of stupid tweets, now I'm actually starting to be inclined to agree with my friend Jay about this guy here. Okay, because I don't know if Jay's going to pop in at all, but okay, let's share a screen here with this right, let's share a screen. Okay. Some of you may know this guy. This is Great Believer. Okay. And it says, okay, listen to what he's going to say here. When was the United States formed? Question mark. On 4th of July, 1776. Yet, what do you see here? Our history has been heavily just not edited, just as George Orwell predicted in 1984. Basically, he's got a coin there saying United States of America, 1907. I'm starting to now. This guy tweets a lot of really ridiculous shit. But I'm starting to agree with my friend Jay that this guy, I think, is actually a Poe. He tweets a lot of ridiculous stuff. This guy, but I'm starting to think even he cannot be. Even he can't really be this dense. I'm sorry. I'm starting to agree with Jay here. That this guy's a Poe. I think he's a clever Poe. I'll say that, but I don't. I think I just think this guy's. Yeah, even he can't be this dumb, honestly. So I'm starting to think. I'm starting to think this is. I'm starting to think he's a Poe, mate. Yeah, Twitter has been a fucking hot mess, Davros. It really has. Oh, fuck. Fucking hell, has it ever? Um, but yeah, I've sort of not been following. I've just there's so much I've been fucking zoning out on with the whole Elon Musk shit, and it's oh my god, it's everyone's losing their fucking mind over this. You know, I just kind of got. I've been trying to stay away from it, to be honest. There's, yeah. I mean, I stayed away from this. I stayed away that stayed away from. I tend to stay away from a lot of drama. Although I will admit I've been somewhat. I've somewhat been following that whole fucking um mess with Smokey Saint and what and Will Kincaid and Dr. Kenny Rhodes, and oh my fucking god, what a shit show that is. Ugh, yeah. Oh yeah. Cupcake. I haven't heard from Cupcake. Cupcake's been. I don't know if Cupcake's been. I don't know what he's been up to recently. Oh, Mr. Powell. No, I've never actually had the pleasure of meeting G-Man. That's a policy I intend to continue with. And yeah, Davros, right? That's where I've been watching most of this stuff. Has been Raging Atheist. I mean, I don't want to get too much into details of that because it's pretty fucking unpleasant. But god damn, the one that's I think surprised. Well, I don't know. I suppose people who've been following him are probably not as surprised, but Dr. Kenny Rhodes wanting to die on that hill is a bit fucking. I can't believe anyone's dying on that hill. I mean, look. I'll put it this way: when you know you fucked up when Brett Keen's got a better position on something than you, then you fucking know you fucked up. Um, it's fucking what a shit show that whole full thing is. What an absolute shit show. But yeah, yeah, it's definitely kept Knock very busy with this story. And I believe, don't quote me on this. No, I'm not drinking at the moment. I'm just on coffee today. Just doing coffee. But now should I put the link in? Now should I put the link in the chat? But I'm kind of worried now. I've mentioned Smokey and all that shit. I don't want any of them fuckers around my channel. I've already told Brett Keane I've got no intention of ever talking to that guy. So and I'll tell you who I did have a little. I did not in person, but on Twitter I had a bit of a back and forth with friends, the dear close personal friends of atheist pastor and Jen, Isaiah. Yeah, I had a little back and forth with that fuckwit. I just told him exactly what I thought of him. Actually, that I think he's a disingenuous little prick, and that's why I'm not interested in talking to the guy. I just think he's a disingenuous little prick. And I got no time to be. I got no time to be talking to people like that. Honestly, I've just, it's just a waste. It's just a waste of time. That's why I don't. That's why a lot of these times when they come in like, debate me, bro. I'm not fucking interested. I'm not interested at all. But it's yeah. So anyone want a link to come in here? Because I was hoping some of the six-pack crowd might jump in, but I don't have anyone. I'm doing this all by my lonesome at the moment, so um, uh, fucking yeah, I've been so. I don't know what other fucking dramas are going on within the like community at the moment. Like I said, I tend to stay way the fuck away from them. Um, Usually, I don't want to be any part of any of them. No, no worries, Davros. New Guinness yet? No, I haven't. No, I haven't. I wasn't aware there was a new Guinness. I didn't. I wasn't aware they brought out a new product. What's it called, mate? Because I'll have to look that up. Well, I'll have to look that up, mate. Oh, what have I got? I've got something on my screen I don't want. Okay, I've got rid of it. Yeah. Hey, dude, you got to study. You got to study, mate. So you got to study. That's this more this more philosophy stuff. I tell you, I've done a couple of like philosophy kind of streams and whatever. I know it's not something I'm very good at. It's something I've dipped my toes in. But Trolley Dave is he's fucking excellent, mate. And I think he has the idea. He's very good to me that those guys at Answers and Reasons can actually take some pretty complicated sort of topics that would otherwise go over my head and like put them in language where I'm like, yeah, okay, I get that. Ah, computer science stuff. Okay, so not philosophy, but yeah, if anyone hasn't subbed to Answers and Reason, you really should. They're fucking brilliant. They're fucking brilliant, and uh, um, some people know that I did a stream with Joe where we were absolutely fucking wasted in Bournemouth. We were having a bit of a messy night out. People remember that one, but that's probably the last time I take my fucking laptop out on me on the town. I don't think that was such a good fucking idea. Um, but Jesus, it's yeah, I'm kind of I don't know what else to talk about at the moment. Honestly, I really don't. It's I don't want to get too I don't want to get into anything too heavy. So, but normally, I mean, normally there's plenty for me to rant about, but I'm just not in. I don't really want to do that today. If I can help it, I don't really want to get myself worked up. Um, so, hi Esther, Afrohumanist. Although I did see your post or whatever. About the person who was suggesting that you change your handle. Me personally, I think that's a bit of a non-issue. I think don't think there's anything wrong with your handle on the internet at all. I think Afrohumanist is good. Um, I mean, now usually, I know Afrohumanist. You sometimes cover some of this, like you've dipped your toes a little bit into the whole shit with Smokey Saint, and if you well, haven't you? I think. And I've mainly watched Raging Atheists streams on that, and they've really kind of gone after one another. Well, they've gone after Rage anyway. I know that. That is such a horrible situation. It's, I mean, Smokey's a dickhead anyway, but he's always been a dickhead. But I didn't realize, but obviously there's other stuff that's come out about him or who, yeah. But it's no, that's cool, Esther. Yeah, that's cool. No, I personally think it's a non-issue, and someone I don't someone nitpicking. I think unnecessarily. Um, that's just my opinion on that. I don't think there's anything wrong with your. I mean, it's actually I think it's kind of actually good because I'm sure there's other African people who identify as atheists. So it's probably good to let someone like you to be out there, and so people can actually sort of find you. Um, so, and that's one of the reasons I love your channel. Actually, is the fact you spend a lot of time in exposing some of these really these quite abusive pastors in Africa, and I mean, we see a lot of the things with the American pastors and so on. We kind of, and I think sometimes I almost feel like we we actually we could have a tendency, I think, sometimes to overlook what's going on in Africa, and I think that's something we ought to get better at doing, really. Um, but I mean, I know there are sort of global atheist groups or whatever, but um, people will know though why I won't become and but I've said this before though. Have I've definitely considered joining atheist organizations or affiliating, but I actually have no interest in doing that anymore because I just find all of them just too problematic for me, actually. Even though some of them do some good work, uh, um, it's some. I just find a lot of them. Um, I can't be dealing with getting involved with any of them, and whether it be AAI or I'm certainly not interested in being anywhere around the atheist community of Austin, quite frankly. And although I know a couple of people who obviously are and they're good people, but I just think that organization, everything I hear about them, it just makes me less and less inclined to ever want to be around them. In all honesty, and but people do their own thing. Do their. Um, I mean, I guess let's take a little sample from the chat here. Is it just me? Am I the only one who finds? Well, I know Trolley Dave will probably agree with me on this, but is there anyone else here who finds the atheist experience just fucking unwatchable these days? Is it just me? I just I can't fucking watch it. Um, and yeah, Esther, that's a good idea. I mean, yeah, it was very worth you asking the question. Of hey, should I think about this? Yeah, you know, uh, um, it's very worth asking yourselves that question and ask it in uh, Mark Caesar. It's become boring. Yeah, and similar thing. Yeah, yeah. I actually, when I was first going, I sort of like, because it is the podcast. It was in podcast form as well. I used to listen to, like 5 or 6 episodes of that a day at one time when I was first sort of getting into atheism. I think the problem is it gets very repetitive. But I've not particularly liked the way Matt deals with callers. I just a lot of the time now I'm not. I don't always like the way he deals with some of these callers. And I know it's good for clicks on like YouTube or whatever, like doing put people can put up the whole, you know, Matt Dilla he smacks down a fierce kind of thing. But yeah, no, yeah, you know what to expect. I mean, I understand it in a way because technically, I suppose they're supposed to be outreaching to theists or whatever, and you do end up having a lot of the same arguments over and over and over again. But I definitely have noticed that Matt will shut down the fucking conversation when he's dealing with a theist who's any theist who's actually can put some decent arguments to him. He will do the hang. He will just go to the fucking hang up. That so I'm not. I've stopped watching. But to be honest, though, I don't. I've kind of got tired of all the call-in shows. That's not just the ACA ones. I don't watch The Line. You know. Oh yeah, Mark, and I'm not going to say. Look, Dilla Huntley is an incredibly intelligent guy. I'm not. You wouldn't suggest otherwise. He's incredible, and I also got to respect what he's done over the years. For for atheists, so you can't take that away from him. But yeah, I feel like he's got a bit of an ego as well. Let's be honest, doesn't he? The guy's got a massive fucking ego. And that seems to be my issue actually with a lot of people that are leading these atheist organizations. You've got a lot of big fucking egos there. You've got a lot of big fucking egos. I and it's always put me off of joining them, any of them, because whilst I appreciate that there's some definitely, I mean, like AAI in particular, I think do some good work, but they've had so many, they've had so much fucking problems over the years well, and I just don't like the way they operate either. And it's just always put me off. But yeah, what was I saying? The call-in shows. Yeah, I don't watch any of them. I might watch Eric and V occasionally. They're the only ones that I might still watch occasionally, who I think do have some good conversations. And I actually, yeah, I do think Eric and V are good. I won't watch The Line because people know why, and I know there's some good people that go on that are on shows on The Line. I accept that, but people know what I think of Jimmy Snow. I won't support, and I won't support any fucking thing that he's got anything to do with, and he owns that channel, so you know. Uh, I could make a. Do you know what though, Esther? That's a good question because I honestly don't know. Um, I mean, it's I'd like to see one that's a little more highbrow, perhaps, to where you can get past the um, you can get past the basic um stuff that you hear on the Atheist Experience or any of the call-in shows. I definitely would like to, yeah, and I think Answers and Reason do some stuff like that, but they don't do call-ins, obviously. But I think they're doing some stuff where you can just get past the basic holds, um, atheism's just a lack of belief and all that stuff. I just like, so because I think there are we sometimes I feel we're a bit left a bit wanting when we can come up. There's theists who've got some. I'm not going to say convincing arguments, but they got some good arguments that you have to put a bit more thought into refuting. And I definitely would like to see more along those kind of something more along those kind of lines. I mean, maybe a call-in show that's a little more geared towards atheists who want to call in, but you know, yeah, I mean, UK does it need a show like that? I don't know if it needs a show like that. I think, but Africa, I think, definitely needs something along those lines as an outreach. I think, you know, hey, and Esther, if you get I mean, you would be the person to know who'd be the right people to do that as well. I think, you know. Morning, Limey. Our dying sun. Hello, where am I? Don't fucking know. Yeah, and that's what a lot of these groups do. I think a lot of them they are providing an outlet where you are looking for a place, to land or whatever. But I'd more what I'm saying is I'm more wanting to get. I'd like to see something that's geared more to these people who come out and then want to have on arguments and conversations with theists and whatever. Um, you know, let's put it this way, and I've said this a couple of times. When you get when you get an atheist, the so-called atheist, the so-called skeptic, telling you that you're an undercover Christian apologist just for suggesting that we want to stop treating the word belief as if it's a dirty word, and then their response is to say you're a theist pretending to be an atheist and then block you. I mean, come on. I mean, we're not dealing with people here who are fucking skeptics, are we? And which is all right. I mean, look, atheists don't have to go out once they leave religion. They don't have to go out and you know have arguments with this, but a lot of them do want to engage in this stuff on the internet and so on. And I've been saying for a long time, I want us to get. I'm just saying, if you want to do that, get better at what we're doing and stop the bad memes. You know, yeah, I know, exactly. I mean, and I forget the guy. I forget who's the. What are your thoughts on terrorists like the one who killed cops recently and travelled all over Texas holding them as I don't I don't feel qualified to answer that honestly. Um, I've Yeah, I don't honestly feel qualified to answer that. Yeah, no worries, Limey. I'm running out of coffee myself. I don't. Troubles now. I'm kind of stuck here because I can't really go down and. I don't think anybody's joining me now, are they? So but that's okay. I'll just hang out with the chat for a little while. I'll just hang out with the chat. Yeah, Esther. Yeah, I've heard some ex-Muslims saying that. I mean, I've heard Faye, I think, said something along those lines before. Um, you know, possibly. I don't know. I don't. I, there's a reason I don't often talk about Islam on my channel because I don't really know much about it. To have the conversation, and maybe that's something I perhaps do need to sort of study it a bit more. But the reason I'm very reluctant to um, throw myself in on that issue is quite simply, if I'm gonna make a commentary on it, um, I want it to be a decent commentary and not a lazy thing. And it's you know, no, that's fine, that's fine. But yeah, it's more that if I'm gonna make it, yeah, what it is if I'm gonna make a commentary on something, I want it to be an informed commentary and not pulling because especially over the last sort of 20 years so with Islam in the UK, there's been a lot of very ill-informed fucking opinions flying about, um, and I don't think adding to that is going to be very productive, um, for me to do. So yeah, that's kind of where I am on that. It's turned into a bit of a Q and A here, isn't it? But when we talk about hair care, how do you get your hair looking so nice and groomed? I brush it. I brush it and wash it. It's all I do. I actually recently, last week, I had it trimmed because it was getting a bit messy. And yeah, sure, Limey. Hold on, I'll put it in the chat. Actually, I'll tell you what I'll do. Actually, I'm going to very quickly run and and refill my coffee. Then I'll bring you in, mate. Okay. And anyone else who wants to jump in, I'll put the. So just going to put a little little be right back thing up there and stop my camera for a moment. Okay, listen, I'm just desperate. I'm going to fill up my coffee, refill my coffee very quickly. Okay. Okay, I think we're back. Let's get rid of that banner. Sorry about that, guys. I just wanted I just wanted to fill up my coffee. I'll put the let me put the link in the chat. Um, I'll I have got a policy though. If I don't know you, you won't be getting in because I've had some fucker try to porn bomb me on here before. So if I don't know who you are, you know, but I know who Limey is, and obviously I know who Esther is. If Esther's gonna pop in a few minutes. Palm Olive Gold. No, I've heard of that. I've never used any of their products. I work outside, so my hair sometimes tends to get as I worked outside for a long time, so it tends to get a little sun bleached, you know. But yeah, links in the chat. So anyone wants to, I mean, let me see if I. So yeah, no worries. If people want to join. Yeah, unfortunately, none of the six-pack crew have come in. I knew, obviously, the whole reason I'm doing this is because Chris couldn't um, make it, and I know Jen's said she's not up to it today. She's not doing too good. So, um, but oh yeah, that's true as well. That's fucking true. I am going grey as fuck. Um, Australian Jen. I don't think she's feeling too good at the moment. I won't say any more than that. It's not my place, but I don't think she's up to being on stream at the moment. But yes, this is normally the Aussies hour, isn't it, on Chris's channel? So yeah, I mean, I think So I just sort of said, because I'm the one doing nothing today, I'd set something up instead, like because he's working all sorts of funny hours at the moment. So you know, so he ain't got he's probably still working, and I suppose if you once you come home on a Friday night, late on a Friday night, you probably don't really want to set up and jump on a stream when as soon as you get in. So you know, you got to understand that. And I mean, I know he's looking at potentially. He's asking the question, floating the question about is there another night we can do some six packs on or something? So we'll see how that goes. But you know, so, yeah, sometimes real life jumps in the way of what we do online, doesn't it? So um, I mean, I haven't been as active over the last week or two because I'm, you know, yeah, you know, sometimes you're just not up to it. I think since she's still listening, but Esther's probably one of the most prolific streamers in the community at the moment. You seem to be on most nights. I mean, admittedly, and this isn't a knock on the US. That I don't tend to watch anything about G Man or Shani and Rev. I just don't find them fucking interesting at all. You know, that's just me. Some people have seen that. Some people. I know there's a bit of a seems to be a bit of a reality TV element with some atheists who cover them. They get. I just I have no interest whatsoever in them and their ongoing dramas. I mean, G-Man's a you know. Um, I was subscribed because of that. Okay, to who? I don't know. That's just, but look, people free to correct what content they like. They like. So I'm just just not. It's just that's just not something that interests me. Um, it's what. Oh yeah, well I never. Well, yeah, I've got to be honest. I've never found that guy. I've never been a fan of him anyway. So I'm nothing against the guy. I've never talked to the guys, but I'm just, it's kind of he does seem to have two gears, which is Shani and G Man, and that's what I just can't fucking watch Dragnaut. Um, but that's just me. I mean, like I say, I'm just not a fan of the guy, but and just to be honest, I just, but I've got nothing really against. I've never talked to the guy, so I've never really got, So, but yeah, not a fan, not a fan. Yeah, yeah. So people, well, obviously, there's people that do enjoy that sort of content. So let you knock yourselves out. It's fine. It's fine with me. Yeah, that's the sort of thing with this. I mean, it's like that. It's kind of like the whole. I suppose. Yeah, I followed a little bit of the Raging Atheists thing with Smokey, the whole Smokey Saint thing, and I suppose that's been an interesting little distraction for a while. But I've kind of I'm getting a wee bit bored of it now. I think. Although I understand it's a very serious thing with what with Smokey and whatever, but so I understand why people were covering that, but but at the same time, I didn't really want to throw my weight. I didn't want to get involved in covering this because I've got no interest in getting. Oh, okay.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Hi, mate. Been a while.
Yeah. Been busy and that. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. Not too bad.
Good.
Recently hit 500 subs, so I'm
Oh,
quite
nice
happy with
one.
that. So
Nice one.
it's taken me long enough.
It's that
But
first 1,000 takes ages, mate.
oh, I don't know if I'm ever hitting the thousands, mate. Oh yeah, it's taken
I'm
me
sure
like
you will eventually,
taking
man.
me
It just takes a bit.
another 5 years, maybe. It's taken me 5 years to get this fucking far.
Well, I don't know.
But
I
then,
think, I think it's a mixture of stuff as well. Do you make videos as well? Been a while since I looked at your channel, to be honest.
yeah, I do streams. So I mean, my videos are. I mean, look, because of how inept I am at making videos, most of mine are just
Chats down
filming
the
on my
pub.
filming on my phone down the pub.
Yeah.
That's kind of, but I did because I did one on the I think that's what pushed me over 500. I did some comments on the thing with Dr. Robert Price in that interview he gave recently, which he just made himself look like I mean, a complete fucking asshole. There's no other way of saying it. A complete
Yeah.
asshole.
Yeah.
But what's up with you, mate?
Not a
Yeah,
lot, man. I've been awake for about 20 minutes. I
yeah.
probably slept in today. So yeah, not much. I don't know. I sort of gave myself this week off to try and start getting caught up with things, you know.
I've been off this week, so
Mm.
you know. So
Yeah,
I normally
I've
be
been
working
slacking.
now, so yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think because I was trying to do 3 videos and 1 live stream a week, and it sort of just became too much because it still takes me a couple of days to do a video, you know.
Oh yeah, especially if you're doing edited videos as well. like a 20-minute video, it's going to be it's a good sort of 7 or 8 hours worth of work. So some, you know, if
Yeah,
you
well, it
edit it
depends.
properly,
Like,
and
it takes me a bloody load longer, but then I don't
yeah,
know, because I'm still sort of learning to edit as I go, and yeah, like, you know, because I'm trying to do everything, you know, like I'm color correcting, you know, I'm doing the audio to try and make sure it hits
yeah,
those perfect YouTube levels, and probably a lot of stuff that I don't need to do like as thorough, you know. But I don't know. So like this week I'm playing catch up, and I'm learning how to create, you know, like templates and just shit that's going to make it a lot quicker in the long run, you know, like set up all my transitions, how I use them, and make them a default template, all my text stuff, you know, like patrons and members and all that bollocks. So all I've got to do is edit the typing, because the way it is at the moment, I have to change the text and, you know, the size and everything like every single time. It's a fucking pain. But
yeah,
yeah, it's getting there. It's getting there. I think I'm going to cut down. I think I'm going to drop Friday's video for a while, and so I can get back to
yeah. I
doing courses.
sort of stream with you and Seek Truth, Speak Truth met up. That was cool to see.
Yeah, that was fun. We had a good laugh.
He's a cool guy. He really is.
Yeah. Very, very decent bloke. Yeah, we did quite a few streams together. I was in Ipswich for 6 weeks, you know, and that. So yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, I know. I know. He's mentioned he's in that round that way. So, well, I know
Yeah.
I think first time I spoke to him on stream, he mentioned he supported Ipswich Town, like was his team. So
Yeah.
I just said, well, I support Southampton, so it's not much better. And I didn't even know this. So it turns out it's Seek Truth, Speak Truth who told me this. He said, "Oh, Simon Dan, that's his lot." I didn't. Also, I didn't know he. I didn't know Simon Dan was a Southampton support. I'm quite happy with that.
Yeah.
I'm in
It's
good
pretty
company
cool.
there.
Well, no, I can't keep track of them really.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's been ages since I followed football.
Yeah.
I always liked Liverpool, and then my home team was Gillingham, so you know I used to go to some of theirs and that as well. But
yeah,
I don't know. Liverpool was the only football kit I ever got bought as a kid, so I just went with them. You know.
Yeah. People know my streams and know I've got a few Southampton shirts.
Yeah.
Which is why I feel somewhat embarrassed watching Matlocia on Twitter these days.
Oh, but I haven't even seen any of that.
Oh,
what's going on there?
You could do some debunk videos on that.
Really? What are they up to?
It's a lot of his stuff is, I don't want to say anti-vax, but he's bordering on it.
Oh, fucking hell.
He's definitely bordering on it. Stay at Bucharest. Yeah, they knocked Southampton out of the UEFA Cup a few years ago, actually. So thank you, Mark. Sorry, man. Don't supposed to see even smart people can get things wrong. Thank you, Mark.
Oh yeah, you know, like, yeah, anyone can.
Well,
and then even these famous, you know, you got these famous people. Look, you got B.O.B. thinks the bloody Earth's flat. So, you know, it doesn't. It's nice to see that that famous people can be fucking idiots as well. You know.
Yeah. It's I think sometimes it's a little disconcerting though, because you know that these people have influence, and it's a bit.
Oh yeah.
That's where it gets a bit frustrating. It's like, you know, I haven't really been. That's one thing I've not been following for a while now. What's going on with Flurfs at the moment? So
yeah, I've tried to. Well, I'm branching out away from that because you know it's Flat Earth's dead. Like debunking their videos is not really going to help me grow my channel.
Yeah.
So I still pop back for a visit and do like a debunk, like maybe once every month or two. But I still get some awesome back and forths in the comment sections, you know, and I was arguing with two flat earthers yesterday, who one of them sent me a video that was apparently. So do you remember that rocket launch video where when it stops spinning really quick, and that bit, you know, because the bit breaks away, and it's got the stabilization mechanism, isn't it?
I think I know the one. Yeah.
And loads of people were saying that was proof that it hit the firmament, right?
Oh, for goodness sake.
Well, this video was saying because when it hits, like, that was it was July 2014. I think they've gone higher since, but July 2014, CSXT Go Fast, they broke the world record. Like, they beat their previous record of like 72 miles of altitude with 73.7, which is about 116 kilometers, you know, so it's past the Kármán line. And so, you know, they were in space. You could see the black, you could see the edge, you know, of like the atmosphere, or the majority of the atmosphere, and they saw the moon. Now, these flat earthers are trying to debunk it because this was launched from Nevada, and they're saying that at that time of day, the moon was basically directly over Nevada's antipodal point, right? So the whole Earth would have been in the way. So he sent me the video. You know, I watched it like, I don't know, 12:30 at night. I was like, you know what, this is really interesting. I've never seen this before. I was like, but it's really late. I'll have a look at it tomorrow. And so, you know, I looked at it and I did the normal research. You know, I looked up where the moon was at its zenith on that day. And, you know, it came back with the coordinates, and I plugged the coordinates in because, you know, if you're going to research stuff, you double check everything. And it turns out that the moon's zenith was 8,000 or so miles away from where they're trying to say it was. So when I plugged everything into the Earth curve calculator, not only is the entire moon visible from where they are, but, you know, hell of a lot of space between it and Earth, you know, like around 2/3 of its distance, easy, you know. And then so from that angle, you can see a lot of space between the, you know, the moon and Earth's atmosphere. And so I've sent that back, you know, and because another flurf started chiming in, going, well, this is a very interesting video. You know, I don't think you can debunk this one. I'm like, clearly you guys have just watched the video and taken it as gospel instead of actually doing any research yourself. And this is the problem with Flat Earth.
That is what they do, and yet they're the first ones that always say, I mean, it's their catchphrase, do your own research.
Do your own research.
I'm like, so it's like, dudes, all you ever do is watch someone else's shitty YouTube videos, and they all copy one another. I mean, the worst one's that fucking Eric DeBay. I mean, he's got really big, and all he's ever done is plagiarise other flat earthers. He's never come up with anything of his own.
No. But then a lot of the flat earthers now plagiarize him, don't they? But you know, like his 200 proofs that Earth is not a spinning ball or whatever, which actually, when you read it, it's about 12 proofs, you know, like, because most of it repeats itself. But yeah, it's so ridiculous. I think he was the last flat earther I did a video on, actually. Maybe
I was gonna do, like, because it's one of his books he wrote. I was actually going to, because someone on the shelves, I think it might have been Dick Dawson, like, found a copy of it and put the PDF in the Discord or something. And I thought, I'll have a read of this. This is because I thought I might have a little dip into the debunk. I read about 6 pages of it, and I'm like, I can't fucking go on with this. I cannot go on reading this shit.
Yeah.
And all he did was he was plagiarizing quotes from David Icke.
Yeah, most of it. Yeah, most of it's all David Icke.
It's like you're not even coming out with your own bullshit. You're coming out, basically he's plagiarizing rubbish David Icke says, and like trying to present it as if it's his own. It's like,
yeah, it's ridiculous, isn't it? I don't know. I was watching, and I don't know. Greater Sapiens kind of gone inactive on YouTube now. Like, he's still about on Twitter, so I mean, everything seems that he's okay, but it's been months. But he was doing a great series on, you know, he was finally going through the whole 200 proofs and debunking them. I think the problem is, because you've heard Eric's voice, it is the cure for insomnia. Like, I'm sure of it, you know. I speed his voice up to 150 to 200%, and it's still draining to listen to. So I think that's what's happened. I think that because no one's really gone through the whole 200, because you start losing the will to live, you know.
Exactly.
So I think it'd be better to just break it up. You know, have 4 people come together and just tackle 50. You know, because 50's manageable. But 200, because they're all the same. Like, so many of his videos.
The same point. It's the same point that's being repackaged like half a dozen times.
Yes, exactly. That's all he does. But I don't know.
I actually wonder how many of the flat earthers have actually sat there and watched that whole thing.
I think most of them have.
Eric DeBay's voice kills brain cells.
Oh, it does. Yeah, it does. It so does. I think it actually gave me a mild stroke when I was working on my last debate video, actually. But yeah, I think most of them have watched his video, because so many of them quote it. But again, none of them research it, do they? You know?
No.
So it's quite sad, really, because they're all saying, you know, like, and the same thing. This exact bloke that sent me this stuff was saying, well, you know, you're just biasly believing the mainstream science. You know, you need to try and look at it another way. And then he sends me this that he's clearly not looked into, and then he starts calling me dishonest. And I'm like, well, clearly I'm the one that's actually researched what I've just watched and not believed the mainstream science. Because I mean, yeah, I used to be quite a bit of a conspiratorial mindset anyway before I finally got on medication. You know, like, my brain hates to trust the real world when I'm not medicated. So I understand it, but you know, you can't just believe stuff. You've got to look into it yourself, and they don't. It's terrible.
They're not. They are terrible for just parroting each other, to be honest.
Yeah, and it's all the same things, isn't it? Like, the whole, a lot of people like saying that, is it Nathan Oakley, I think, that sort of coined the phrase, you know, your presupposed ball earth. It's not presupposed, and if anything, that they presuppose the flat earth all the time, didn't they? Because like, I've come back, I mean, God, it's a monumental comment thread. Like, I came back with, you know, the location being off by like 8,000 miles, which easily fixes everything. And then, you know, he's like, well, it still wouldn't work and all that stuff. So then I've actually typed in all of the, you know, the measurements from the Earth curve calculator, and that just to show him. And like, it just seems like, so every time you come back with, you know, what a rational mind would say, well, you know what, that makes it work. They try to think of a different way, you know, like it's what was it? It's confirmation bias, isn't it?
Yeah.
Really?
Our dying son says 90% of flat earthers because of religious belief. For some reason, the earth is compatible with God. Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of it. I mean, they're not all necessarily religious, but a lot of them are. A lot of them are.
Yeah, a lot of it it's from the Bible, or they think it's from the Bible.
And
but
from what I understand, they're even reading that wrong.
Yeah, they are. And, you know, again, and the thing is as well, the Bible's been translated, like, you know, many times since it was written. Like, the word for firmament, or that was translated into firmament, can actually mean expanse, which is a pretty good word for space, really. You know, so there's so much that they, you know, they look into that like wrong. And again, you know, I mean, I used to be very religious, but you know, nowadays I forget what I'd probably be. Would I be agnostic? I don't think there's enough proof of God. Of course, there's not enough to say that he's not there,
Yeah, that's
but it's more than
bullshit.
likely that he's not, you know. But again, there could
That's,
be, and I don't know. So that's where I'm at. And the
oh
only
well,
thing that proves
yeah.
Bible is Bible,
We
really.
can we could have a As you've just given us a good excuse to have a talk about the definition of atheism and agnosticism. No, let's not go there because I'm
Hey,
going to see
you can if you want, because
everyone will
to be
leave the
honest,
stream here.
I call myself an atheist, but I don't know. I think I'm probably more agnostic.
Yeah, I mean,
I get them confused though, really. But
and unfortunately, there's this is a thing. You want to start an argument amongst atheists online is have a ding dong over the definition of atheism. It can be which I personally I've like, hey, look, define it any way you want to. I tend to go with the more philosophical definition to describe me, that I believe there are no gods, no gods exist. A lot of people will say it's merely lacking a belief. Okay, fair enough. Whatever, use it the way you want to use it. I'm not that bothered. What I get pissed off about is when I have people telling me that I've got to use it in that just lacking a belief definition, and that's the only definition. I'm like, no, it's fucking not.
yeah, I
It's
don't know.
not the
People,
only way to define it. And unfortunately it's because and I understand this in a way, especially in America, it's a form of identity politics, and it's,
yeah, yeah. I think so. I think so. But see, it's this whole, you know, because words often have multiple meanings,
yeah,
or you know, you have a concise meaning and you have a much more like explained meaning, and it's exactly that sort of arguing. That's why flat earthers are so stupid,
yeah.
you know, because they don't understand the word level or anything. But
And this
no,
is the
I
thing.
think
I've the last probably 6 to 8 months or so, I think I've had more arguments with fucking dumb atheists in my own, than I have with like flat earthers or flat earthers, conspiracy theorists, or theists.
mhm,
Because I've
yeah.
seen some really, really, really dumb shit coming out of our own side, and I'm like, Jesus, you make me fucking embarrassed at times.
Mm. That's a very good point. CJ Art UK has a great point. Morgan Freeman is God,
Yeah,
and we know that.
that's all right.
We know that. Yeah,
Yeah, Morgan. If
yeah,
there is a God, it is Morgan Freeman. It
most
is.
definitely.
It is.
Or who was it in Dogma? Was it Alanis Morissette? She was a
Oh, it
great
may have
God.
been. Yeah.
She was a great God. I always had a crush on her. But yeah, I think, you know what? If there is a God, I mean, let's be honest. There isn't a single religion on earth that has it correct
No.
at all, at all. Because there is, if there is some, you know, being that created everything, or you know, kicked off the expansion, or whatever was before that, he's not popped down or send his son down to have a chat with us, have he? And you know what? I'd go as far as to say is the shit that's been going on in the world in the past, you know, couple decades, more than warrants a visit, you know, really.
I
So
like
yeah.
that. I like that one. My pet parrot is called Policy, but I like that one.
Nice.
Yeah. Nerdy knows this fucking argument. I mean, I've done a couple of streams. I've actually got to finish off reading this. I was reading the article in the Stanford Encyclopedia of Philosophy about like the terms of atheism and agnosticism, because it was recently updated. There was quite a bit of editing
Oh,
by Dr. Paul Draper. Did an update and an edit on this, and I think Draper's an atheist himself. I mean, I do read like some. This is a good little one to start off with philosophical stuff. Graham Oppie's Atheism: The Basics, and Oppie is like really, really smart. But
mm,
you know, but a lot of it is like I said, the one that I've ranted about fucking plenty of times though on my channel, and I know I'm in some good company with this because other people. It's when I start seeing the atheism as a mental, not atheism, religions and mental illness. I fucking hate atheists saying that because I just
Yeah.
think it's so.
Mm.
It's not only is it lazy, yeah. Trolley Day saying, "Yeah, Draper is an atheist." Yeah,
Mm.
it's just not only is it lazy, it's actually adding. It's it's like you're adding more stigma around mental illness,
Yeah, exactly. And
and it's
like I mean, being someone that suffers with mental illness, like that does me the fuck in.
yeah,
But then also, like I see when religion is handled in a good way, I think it can be a good thing. Obviously, every religion has pretty much has been used for bad shit in the past. But like, my sister's recently, found God and started going to church, and it has drastically improved her life. She's doing great with her kids, she's doing great with work. She's found that sense of belonging, and it's her excuse to get out every Sunday and hang out with with like-minded people. And I wouldn't fault her for that. Just because I don't believe in it
yeah.
doesn't mean that you can't have some good stuff from it. And so yeah, I completely agree. That is a
I think it's
terrible.
only really when it's at the point where it's being harmful, is then it's when you got to say something about it, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
But but that's like the worst. That's the worst sort of atheist meme I see going round, and it's one that I really, really hate, and it's one
Mhm.
that which I like. But what can you what? I mean, what can you do? We have a yearly schism in the atheist community over whether rocks are fucking atheists or not. I mean, I don't even want to go down that one because it's such a ridiculous, it's such a
Oh dear.
bloody ridiculous thing to keep having arguments over.
Mm. Is rock candy
Yeah.
atheist though? That's
Oh, Earth
mm.
lacks a belief.
I
Yeah, there you
don't
go.
know. I don't know. Oh dear.
It's yeah, it becomes a bit of a yeah. I'm somewhat amazed that I've got anyone following me because it seems like most of the time it feels like I'm going off on people who are probably would be my target audience.
No.
Um, it's probably why I'm not going to fucking make 1,000 subscribers.
Oh, get that. I think
ah,
a lot of it's finding your stride. Even lately, like I'm starting to wonder if I should change tact on. It's difficult. You know.
I mean, I can see why, like a lot of because some people who sort of started off with like flat Earth or whatever have just sort of totally gone the other way now. Like Team Skeptic, he went just totally left that behind,
Yeah,
hasn't
he's
he?
doing subsits, and I think same with Irish Demon. Really, I think they're doing a lot better because of it.
Yeah,
So I think a lot of it is it's that balance between what do your viewers want to see
mm,
and what type of viewer are you hoping to get, you know? And like,
yeah,
because like I'm not
and
growing a heck of a
and
lot
they'll probably
with
and they'll
just
probably
flat
and
earth
they'll
stuff.
yeah, and there'll probably come a time where they're going to have to start pivoting slightly away from sob sits and all that. That's because
Mm,
that these things run their course. That's just the
yeah.
way it is. And I mean, to me, flat Earth has completely run it's actually I felt it ran its course about 2 years ago at
Oh
least.
yeah. It's dead. I think it's still good to have a couple channels that do shit on it though, because you know what happens when you leave a wound untreated,
Yeah,
so it's yeah, but then that's the argument, isn't it? It's you know do, do you keep doing stuff on it because you don't want it to grow bigger, or do you stop because in a sense, in essence, giving them attention is part of the problem? you know.
Yeah,
And
it's
it
a
is a bit
balancing
of
act,
both.
isn't it? It's a balancing act. I think
Hmm.
sometimes it's more. It's probably sometimes it's more that there's priorities in other areas.
Hmm.
And I mean, I know when you're dealing with other dangerous sort of conspiracies, flat. I mean, generally, I've found with flat earthers that they're into that. They generally are into every other damn fit because
Oh yeah, most of them.
you've got to be into every fucking wacky conspiracy theory to make flat Earth work.
Yeah, like most of them are anti-vaxxers.
Yeah, see, because that's the thing where I think
And this is when it gets
the debug
dangerous.
community should probably spend a little bit more time combating those arguments because though that's a really genuinely dangerous thing that's out there.
Yeah. It's such a hard thing to, so because the YouTube, and I
Because
think it
YouTube,
depends on how
yeah,
well your channel is known, but
yeah,
I had two videos, where I was like showing sort of arguing against an idiot anti-vaxxer, and they ended up getting taken down. So it's um
that's the problem.
yeah. So what I did, I think my one that managed to stay up is I just make it heavily known at the beginning, like for the algorithm, that I am I support vaccines, and don't think that COVID's fake and all that, like just do a little disclaimer, and that seems to work. So yeah, it is about time that I did another one. I think my one I've done like my ones on sort of the anti-maskers. They're still hanging in there, like they're
Yeah,
still up as well. And I did one on like on I think it was 5 or 10 deaths, from revolving around the anti-mask thing.
and in I mean, this is the thing. I mean, what we've had we've had like several flat earthers who have actually died because they weren't following because they weren't getting
Hmm.
vaccinated. We were saying fuck the regulations or whatever, and you know,
Oh yeah, that Rob Skeeber's died.
yeah, flat
What was
Earth
the what
Fokker,
was
flat Earth
Matt
Fokker.
Fokker? Yeah, Flat Earth Fokker. And then there was another one who, so apparently Sleeping Warrior convinced him to stop chemo for his
Oh, and is
cancer.
that Superats? That's
Yeah,
Superat. Yeah,
yeah. I couldn't believe it when I heard that.
yeah. Because yeah, that's right. He was getting chemo treatment. And I was not saying that he would have necessarily not died, but his chances would have been
Much better.
fucking fucking sleeping warrior.
Oh
Riley
yeah,
is
he's a
he is
prick,
such
isn't
a
he?
prick.
Most definitely. I'm gonna switch you to my phone. You can come outside with me while I smoke.
Well, I'll probably I'll
Um,
just run about another 10-15 minutes, and I'll probably be calling it a
yeah,
day anyway.
whenever you want, mate. I've got plenty to get on with
Yeah.
today, so I'm ready to finish whenever. You might have to add me and then remove my other one.
Okay. There we go.
Oh. The miracles of modern technology. You
Yeah.
gotta love it.
Oh yeah.
All right. I'll carry you and my coffee out at the same time. Oh my god. Oh, bloody back's killing me. Oh, guys can't see up my nose, can you?
No.
Thank fuck for that. Oh.
I might pop. Sorry, was that Chris? Yeah, I might be a bit later. I might be.
That'll do. That'll do. Oh. All I really need is a bit better weather and a pint, to be honest.
Yeah, thinking. I'm thinking along those lines myself, but
Yeah. Oh, it's I don't know. Like some of the days have been proper nice pub days lately, haven't they? But I don't know. What's the weather like where you are? Because it's turned cold again around here.
I mean, it's quite bright and sunny, but it's not as warm as it's been. It's got
Hmm.
quite a bright day today, so
Yeah, fair play.
but so nerdy saying get vaccinated, wear a mask. Pandemic's not over, regardless of what the Defected Johnson says, yeah.
Alexander Boris Defected Johnson. That was brilliant. Yeah, I'll tell you.
Which is his actual name if people don't know.
Oh,
You know?
really?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, that's a nice pint of lager, that Kronbacher. I like that.
Just dropped my fag in my fucking jaw. So bollocks. That's way in there, covered in ash now. Fuck, what was I gonna say? Yeah, so like, because I don't know, I think from my years as a youth, you know, and like, I mean, I don't keep it secret. Like I've heavily abused my body with, like, you know, drugs and alcohol and stuff in the past. And I don't know, like, I think my body just it has fallen apart, really. So like, I was getting the flu like every fucking year, but I tell you what, like 2020 and 2021, wearing a mask every time I go out, like, I didn't get sick at all, you know. So I think I've got a bit of a cold.
I've had COVID. I've had COVID a couple of times now, but but I think the fact of the matter is that the fact that I didn't feel too bad with it is probably a testament to the fact that I got vaccinated.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like, you bounce back a lot quicker and that. But you know, I think, well, because I limit my human exposure because I just don't like people. You know, I prefer being online. But yeah, the fact that I haven't had COVID, unless, you know what, I did get sick up STSs. That might have been it. But again, being vaccinated, and then, like, you know, I managed to go 2 Christmases, 2 winters without flu, or I'm pretty sure I did. Thanks to the mask. You know, like, I still wear my mask when I go out now.
I mean, I've got to admit, sometimes I'm slipping back into bad habits, so I have to sort of remind myself occasionally, you know. But,
yeah, I've caught myself not wearing it, like popping in the shop for some backy or something.
Yeah.
But luckily, like, they're all still wearing theirs, and I've got, you know, every single one of my coats has a mask in it, you know, so I'm normally all right. It's sort of a reminder. But,
saying I've got planned for fly from Badger Brewers. I don't think I've tried that beer, but I know the Hall and Woodhouse Brewery Badger is really fucking nice beer. Really nice beer.
Nice stuff to drink out there, isn't there, really?
Yeah.
I don't know. I tend to just go for what's on sale half the time, you know. I mean, occasionally, if I'll get like a Old Speckled Hen or a Bishop's Finger or something if I'm feeling, you know, like something. But normally I go like Guinness or John Smith's or something because it's on sale.
Guinness is my sort of go-to generally, but
yeah, mine too.
During the summer months when it gets hot, I'm probably more going to go for a lager or a cider or something. But you know,
yeah, I tend to, well, see, because like I can only drink like 1 or 2, because I'm on. Oh, what have I done? You still there?
Yeah, you're still there. You seem to have rotated.
Yeah, because I'm just trying to fix my thing. Here we go.
Oh, there you go. Oh.
It's like, there we go. All right, yeah, it was, I don't know. I guess on my phone, I was trying to like get the chat to pop up on the side so I could keep an eye on that as well. But
it's terrible. StreamYards and phones ain't great.
Yeah, shit. Oh, let me turn my ringer off. Fuck, I can't remember what to say. Oh yeah, so because because of my back, like I'm prescribed like pregabalin and morphine, and it's turned me into a lightweight because they really don't mix that well with booze, you know.
No,
so like,
I can imagine
like 2 or 3, and I'm feeling quite good. So in the summer, just so I can sort of drink more, I switch to shandy, you know, or like a lager top, which is quite nice. It just adds a bit of sweetness, and it's nice on the hot.
Oh, a nice lager shandy, actually. Yeah, definitely.
It takes you back to like your childhood, doesn't it? When you actually could buy, I don't know, was it alcohol free? I mean, it must have been, wasn't it? Like the shandy that we could buy as
like
kids.
top decks,
Bean.
those sort of things. Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
like Shanty Bass and the top decks. Yeah, they were
That's
those
it,
sort of
shandy
things.
back. Yeah, it must have been alcohol free.
I think it will, or it
Or
had such
really
a
low.
small trace of alcohol in that you'd never get drunk off of it. You
I
know?
mean, it was definitely less alcohol than our parents would give us when we were young.
Yeah.
So that was what made it okay. I wonder if you can still buy that shit now.
I
If
don't
you
know. I
can.
have not seen Shandy Bass in. I mean, I'm sure you can probably still get Shandy Bass. Top decks have gone. I've never haven't seen a top deck in flipping ages because they did like a shandy one and they had a lager and lime soft drink, you know. So
Nice.
just a little bit more, you know, a little bit more lime than lager, I think we should say. But
yeah, we start our kids off right in this country, don't we?
yeah.
Oh, I think I've frozen.
Right. By the way, if I've just put the link to your channel in the chat there, mate. So.
Oh, thanks. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Yeah, we're where are we? I think we're about 150 away from 6,000. So we're
I was saying you're closing in on 6,000 subs now.
yeah, it's getting it. I had that boost from Simon Dan graciously allowing me to do a video on his channel.
Yeah, he is good like that. He's boosted a lot of the debunk community.
Oh yeah,
I mean, really, like Fight the Flat Earth's channel really took off after he got on Simon Dan's, but
yeah.
I remember for a while though, because like Simon Dan, he was sort of below, you know, he was like in terms of the size of his channel for a while there. He was quite a way below, Fight the Flat Earth and Team Skeptic. I mean, Team Skeptics often told the story that he was quite a way ahead of Dan, and then he took a break. Team took a break for a couple of months, didn't he? And then when he came back, Dan's channel would just blown up.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah. Dan hit the big time on that. Like he's done well. He's I don't know. He's got to be around 450,000 subs now.
I was going to say he must be closing in on 500,000.
Yeah, his next big milestone is going to be the 500,000 mark. So
yeah, I noticed he's managed to piss Kent Hovind off a few times, which is always a.
Yeah, I know. I think I need to do that. Like it's a lot of it. Yeah, it's just getting.
I'm too small for him, but I think you've got a chance because Kent Hovind doesn't like the Brits for some reason. Because I think he's had a big thing with Emma Thorne recently.
I think like
he really went after Rachel Oates a few years ago. So, and he's definitely was butthurt from his run-in with Conspiracy Cats.
Yeah,
because there's Cats slip-ins owned him badly, and that's like I said. Kent Hovind is a bit of clickbait because he's going after big names generally. Because I think Rachel Oates just reviewed his book and once and just said how wrong it was, and Kent made about half a dozen videos on. Simon Dan, though, I remember his response because Kent was like, I'll debate you or whatever. And Dan said, I said, I'll make a counter offer to you. He says, we won't debate online. He says, but I will fly myself to Dinosaur Adventureland and debate you live in front of your own people if Kent can get a passing grade on a GCSE science test.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kent wouldn't take the. I mean, I'm not being funny. It's probably not hard just to get a basic passing grade. You probably only need to get about 10 or 15% of the questions right.
Yeah. Well. yeah, it depends what they're going to keep count as a pass. But he really, if he's actually, you know, a doctor, then he should be able to a PhD in something which is, I don't know, these degree mills that do my nothing.
Yeah.
But it's the same as the whole, you know. So with the flat Earth, like their big argument now being the sextant only works on a flat Earth, and it's only because none of them understand how to use the sextant or understand like trigonometry. But
Yeah.
you know,
Basic
you've got Loki
trigonometry.
Mars has said he will send them a free sextant and pay for the ship like postage and packing. And then you've got now MC Toon as he put like 10 grand's worth of Bitcoin in escrow, which I think is actually close to it's gone up to about $15,000 worth of Bitcoin now, like, you know, because of the fluctuation. And no one's jumping on it, you know, and yet these people are still following them. Like I don't get it. I don't get it.
They're so they're unbelievable at times. Yeah, I do remember that thing with Loki Fish Mars because yeah, Dick sent me that video when with him offering the sextant,
Mm-hmm.
and they just didn't want to. They didn't want to. They just didn't. It's I don't get it. I don't. They always bottle it though when it comes to. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know who's worse actually in terms of, should we say, academic papers, Kent Hovind's or Riley's. I think
Ooh,
Riley's because Riley actually thought that shit was going to get. He actually thought that shit was going to get through an accredited university.
yeah, yeah, and you know, I think because Riley, hang on, sorry, train.
Actually,
I don't know if you guys can hear it.
yeah.
I'm right close to the rail track.
By the way, Godless Granny, because I know Godless Granny knows law. I don't know if you've sent you this, but you need to read Sleeping Warrior's law thesis that he was trying to get, master's thesis he was trying to get passed.
I haven't read. I know. I saw part of his thing that he was, you know, for like trying to get flat Earth into schools.
I
read.
think that was kind of where he was going with this thing. But
I've read some of the transcripts from when he tried to defend himself in court. You know, for one of his previous businesses, because he claims to have a degree in law, like I don't know, like a bachelor's level or something. But
yeah,
I've seen his apparent law degree, and it has so many things wrong from how it should look as a degree that is handed out.
Granny, that's him, Leaking Warrior. Yes, that's him.
Yeah, but he like he's pieced this degree together to try and look like the degrees they actually hand out, and you know, he's missed like the watermark, and I think he actually put a signature on there for someone that didn't actually didn't start that position until a couple years later, you know, from the date that he put on. Like it's been completely.
I know that every time he's actually been to a court and tried to present a case, he's lost.
Yeah, he's lost every time.
Didn't he try? Was Ranty one of the people he tried to take to court? I'm trying to remember.
Think he might have actually. I think he might have. Ranty is actually like one of the people that debunked his degree, I think.
Yeah. I know there was some issues because I know there was some. I think it was Ranty, but I'd have to double check that. But I know Riley tried to take him to court, and it didn't go well for Riley.
Yeah, Riley's an idiot. You know. Again, he's all, isn't it?
You get any undergrad degree, then law. It's a 3-year program after that.
Yeah, but even, you know, I mean, Sleeping Warrior did a video like saying that his relative density disequilibrium did what Einstein and Newton failed to do. You know, I mean, the arrogance of him
The
is ridiculous. You know.
delusion of grandeur at much, Riley. Yeah,
Mhm. Yeah,
he
yeah,
ha- he does have serious. I mean, I'm trying to remember who said this about Riley, but I can't remember who it was, but someone who was one of the older school debunkers. I don't know. It may have been Sean Hufford. I'm not entirely sure about this,
all right.
but he said I think Riley's motivation is he wants his place in history. That is his
Yeah,
sole. And I thought about that, and I thought, I think that's
yeah,
probably about accurate.
that is a great way to put it because yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
He wants
You
to be remembered for something, like
know, yeah. It's how insignificant must he feel, you know,
yeah,
to just this is another thing, isn't it? Is and because a lot of flat earthers say that or like the main reason a lot of them want to believe that space is fake and that you know that we're under the because they want to believe that the earth is the center of everything
yeah,
because then maybe we won't be insignificant. But yeah, I mean, sure, we're probably pretty insignificant as far as the universe goes, but it doesn't mean your life is insignificant. You know, I mean, it
no,
does if you're a flat earther and you're wasting years of your life, you know, peddling misunderstanding.
yeah,
But
absolutely.
I mean, yeah, life's what you make it. We don't have to be the center of the universe for your life to mean something.
What's the what's the one my friend says? You're not the center of the universe. You're just the center of your personal observable universe.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
um,
You know, when in reality, I mean, it's my universe. You guys are just here hanging out. You know,
what about the
at
whole
least from my
dinosaurs never existed conspiracy? I haven't. Chris is asking. Okay, I haven't heard that one in a long time actually, because it used to be dinosaurs never existed, and now the young Earth creationists say dinosaurs did exist, but they were around the same time early man was,
yeah,
about 5,000 years ago or whatever. That
yeah.
seems to be the narrative from the young Earth creationists now.
Yeah, because I
Um,
think now they've realised that trying to say that fossils are fake, or maybe that God put them there because he's, I don't know, a kid that just wants to play around with people. Um, you know, maybe they realised that couldn't work, so now they've got to convince people that, yeah, that it
yeah,
was all together.
was it the American comedian Bill Hicks said it best about that whole thing. It says the idea that God might be deliberately fucking with my head is scary, you know.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but
I think I don't know. Like the more and more that I sort of like stepped away from Christianity and sort of going back and reading the Bible after, God's a prick, you know? I
yeah,
mean,
yeah,
like, and man, can he hold a grudge?
yeah, just ever so slightly. It's
Yeah,
but no, again, it's yeah, I haven't heard that. I haven't heard that conspiracy in a while now, though. About the one that I was going to dip a bit more into, but she got herself kicked off of TikTok. You know that girl who did the whole Roman Empire wasn't real thing. I know Sarcastic Barman did a takedown.
oh God, yeah, I don't even remember who she is.
Yeah, she got really big on TikTok with the things she was saying. She was and then I think, apparently it turns out, to the surprise of literally no one, that she didn't have the qualifications as a historian that she claimed to have.
Yeah.
Um, and so, which is surprised pretty much. But yeah, apparently I was going to go and look at some of her TikToks or whatever. Let's have a little debunk, because I like history. Let's have a little debunk at this. Her channels, she's kicked off of TikTok. Apparently, she said some racist shit. Apparently, so
Oh dear.
fair goodbye to her channel.
Oh, that was one of the big things wasn't it? Like was Riley like admitting in a YouTube comment section that they're targeting children on TikTok to try and
Oh,
give them the earth
yeah,
back, you
yeah.
know? And it's beyond disgusting. But I think
I think Riley's a disgusting human. I mean, that blooming that email he sent to conspiracy cats that time, cat shared. That was just showed to me what a disgusting human being Riley is.
I think he's lost his clout with the whole flat Earth thing, though, because he had his channel deleted, and I think he was at about 6,000 subs or something.
Yeah.
And his new channel's been around for quite a while now, and he still hasn't hit 1,000. So it shows just how many of his subs actually give a crap about him, you know?
Well, this is why the one, should we say, fairly prolific flat earther that I'm bigger than is Daniel Pratt, because every time Daniel Pratt gets himself back onto YouTube, he gets to maybe 200 subscribers before he gets himself kicked off for saying some. And I'm not being funny. That guy needs help.
Yeah,
I mean, Daniel Pratt needs help badly.
He's one of the ones that I seriously worry about that could literally, go postal, and do something.
He gives you those vibes of the things he says, and I don't think he's a Poe. I think he's genuinely not. I don't like to diagnose because I'm not qualified to do so. But that guy is off his fucking rocker.
Oh yeah.
He needs help badly.
I agree. Do you remember? Like during that time? I think when there was that big. I think it was when there was the big back and forth between Pratt and Demon.
I remember that. Yeah.
Like shared his address or something, didn't he? Like he shared his own address. I think in one of his videos, or somehow it got found out. And like a short time later, one of Pratt's videos, he'd been sent a card and he opened it, and it was one of those pop-out ones, and it just popped out a penis.
Oh no!
Oh, brilliant!
Oh God, Lord, yeah, that's right. Pratt doxed himself, didn't he? I think.
Yeah.
Which is, Our dying son's asking me what do I think about the Bob Price thing? Do you think Pine Creek gently agrees? I've not you people. I don't know. You might have seen the video I did on Price and that thing. I probably need to give Pine Creek another chance. I think I just didn't think. I don't know with Pine Creek whether he agrees with him or not. But I think I said I didn't think Pine Creek interviewed him well, and I think it was letting him say an awful lot of stuff and not giving him pushback on it when he really should have done. So I wasn't impressed with I was not impressed with Pine Creek at all. Right, I think I'm going to wrap this stream up. I think. About an hour and 40 minutes.
As well, so it's perfect timing.
Okay, so right, let's put it down there again. Triggered Limey in the chat. Anyone wants to go and sub to Limey's channel, and preferably sub to mine as well if you haven't. So
and hit that like button.
Hit the like, share, all that sort of good stuff. Right. I think I'm going to call it a day. So thought I'd just so I said the whole point of this was to cover do something instead of Friday 6-pack on Hereticals channel today, so because Chris couldn't do it. So okie doke. See you all later, guys. Salute.
Take it easy.